5 verses to include. In a press guide for broadcasting, The Glories of Hari, by Krishna's Mercy. Hari Suresho Narloka Pujito Hitaya Lokasya Characharasya Kritva Virupam Chapuratma Maya Hiranyakam Duhakkaram Nakaish Chinat. Quote, Shri Hari, who is the Lord of the demigods, who is worshipped by the people of the world, for benefiting the moving and non-moving beings of the world, took that dreadful form through his own energy and tore apart Hiranyakashipu, who caused suffering to so many with his nails. Narasimha Purana 44:43. The choice is yours. It is up to you. If you prefer, you can be both omnivorous and voluminous in your reading of Vedic literature. You can consume everything from top to bottom, from ancient time periods to more recent publications, from both the impersonalist and personalist schools of philosophy. On the other side, you can choose to focus on a single work, such as Bhagavad-gita, and pass your days in this world blissfully, feeling a thrill at every moment. If steady in the concentration, if fixed in meditation, then that thrill can launch you directly to the spiritual world at the conclusion of your time here. Rajan Sansmritya Samvadam Imam Adbhutam Keshavarjunayoh Punyam Hrishyami cha Muhurmuhu. Quote, O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. Sanjaya, Bhagavad-gita, 1876. To assist in explaining the variety for the possibly overwhelming nature to the steadily expanding compendium of literature that is both the Vedas and their corollaries, we take the hypothetical example of a modern-day sports broadcaster. For this case, we will take someone who works on television. The playoff season really turns up the heat. The single broadcaster, if respected and skilled enough, might be in a different city every night across 2 months straight. They have to continue to describe to the viewers what they see, explain any points of confusion, and respond with a volume level of speech corresponding to the situation in the game. Due to the hectic nature of the travel, this broadcaster has to sacrifice time that would otherwise be utilized for preparation. They might arrive just in time for the start of a game, not knowing any of the players. They have to become familiar with the names and matching uniform numbers, the top storylines from the series, and the strategies moving forward. The press guide is their trusty friend. Turn to any page and you get a rundown on the participants in the contest. The plaudits stand out as the broadcaster makes sure to sprinkle mentions of various qualities, attributes, accolades, and stories throughout the game. The press guide features something like the best of the best. If a particular player could be described in only a few paragraphs, which includes their greatest accomplishments, their career highlights, and notable quotes, the press guide fits the need. If we take this same concept and apply it to God, we have a publication that is too lengthy to be confined to a single volume. The press guides would be many. Depending on your angle of vision, your maturity in life, the experiences you have had, and the goals you target moving forward, there is a corresponding guide to meet your needs. In the following review, we take just a few highlights which are from different publications to show how focusing on only a single verse, shloka, from such a guide can facilitate endless contemplation, which is blissful from start to finish. Priti Pratiti, Suriti, Sayuem, Ram Ram Japu. Ram, Tulsi Tero Hai, Bhalaya Adi Madhya, Parinam. Quote, chanting Sri Rama's holy name with love, faith, and according to regulative principles will be beneficial for you from beginning to end, says Tulsi. Dohavali 23. 1. Well-wisher of all living beings. Rameti prathito loke gunvan satyavan shuchi vishalaksho mahabahu sarvabhutahite ratha. Quote, "My husband Rama is famous throughout the world. He is pure, truthful, and very gentle. He is mighty armed, has wide eyes, and is always busy working for the welfare of all living beings. Sarvabhut hitirata." Sita Devi speaking to Ravan, Valmiki Ramayana, Hiranyakashipu 47:11. In this verse from the Ramayana, the princess named Sita is describing her husband, who is named Rama. The title to the work essentially gives away the subject matter. The Ramayana is about Rama. Something like the Ramayana exists because Rama is so amazing. Just how amazing! Sita describes Rama to be known throughout the world. Rama tells the truth, is not tainted by outside motives, and behaves gently. These are almost contradictory qualities, as hardly anyone feels this way about law enforcement today. The average citizen might respect the sacrifice that the police make, but they understand the prevalence of corruption and heavy-handedness, especially when encountering strangers on the road. Rama is of the Kshatriya order. He is the best warrior, assisted by his mighty arms. Rama is not one of these officers who regularly frequents the donut shops while on a shift. Rather, Rama is always working. What exactly is he working for? Rama seeks the welfare of all living beings. He wants the best for me, you, your family, strangers, and even the animal community. For these reasons and more, Rama is God. 2. The subduer of Kaliya. Vipannan vishpanen nigrahya bhujgadhipam uthapya payadgavastatoyam prakritishthitam. Quote, "The inhabitants of Vrindavan were perplexed by great difficulties because a certain portion of the Yamuna was poisoned by the chief of the reptiles, Kaliya. The Lord chastised the snake king within the water and drove him away, and after coming out of the river, he caused the cows to drink the water and proved that the water was again in its natural state." Srimad Bhagavatam 3.231. Here, the broadcaster known as Uddhav is briefly covering the timeline of the amazing things done by the youth named Krishna. An inhabitant of the sacred rural area known as Vrindavan, Krishna once encountered and subdued a poisonous snake. The snake had many hoods and at one time was able to get a firm grasp on the young Krishna. The concerned residents thought that the vision spelled doom, but Krishna was able to emerge victorious. The poison was removed from the Yamuna River. Only the most pure person could remain unaffected by the poison. His presence alone purified the situation, which was subsequently proven by the beloved cows drinking the water from the river without issue. 3. There at all times. Aham evasam evagre nanyadyat sad asat param paschad aham yad etachcha yo vashishyeta sosmya aham. Quote, "Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself. Nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead." Srimad Bhagavatam 2:9-33. This verse is also from Bhagavad-Purana, which is commonly referred to as Srimad Bhagavatam. We learn directly from the individual in question. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan, informs the Creator, Lord Brahma, about the steady presence of the Almighty. If we want to quickly describe God to someone, we could say that He is the one standing in the topmost position before, during, and after. He is true in himself during all three time periods, beginning, middle, and end. 4. The Peace Formula. Bhoktaram Yagyatapsam Sarvalok Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Jatva Mam Shantim Rachati. Quote, the sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 5:29. This verse is from Bhagavad-gita, which itself is a smaller work nestled in between the many pages of the work of epic length known as Mahabharata. Here we learn that connecting with God as Krishna essentially creates something known as the peace formula. We can find peace right now, here, today, by recognizing that Krishna enjoys all sacrifice, yagya. Whatever ritual we see being performed, authorized, and with a long-standing tradition is actually meant for Krishna's satisfaction. Krishna stands tall among the devas, as we previously heard in the explanation to Brahma, who is like one of the highest gods in his position as creator. As mentioned previously by Sita Devi, God wishes well to everyone. If there is any sort of partiality, if there are lingering feelings of contempt towards any population, then the view is limited. God is unlimited in his kindness. 5. The protector of Prahlad. If God wishes well to everyone, then how will the broadcaster explain the verse from Narasimha Purana? This summarizes the triumphant and unexpected appearance of Hari as the half-man, half-lion. Hari is another name for the same Krishna and Rama described above. Hari manifested as the avatara named Narasimha, who was able to overcome the inimical leader known as Hiranyakashipu. Narasimha tore apart the leader of the Daityas. Using only his nails, Narasimha killed Hiranyakashipu. But we see the same principle reiterated in this verse, God wishing well to both the moving and non-moving beings. The appearance of Narasimha gave the visual evidence to the doubters, who were wondering how the 5-year-old boy named Prahlad was surviving the entire time. Prahlad was the son of Hiranyakashipu and also the target of his father's wrath. Hari wished well for Prahlad by protecting him. Prahlad was only interested in devotion. This was the goal of his life, already realized at a young age. Hari wished well for Hiranyakashipu by finally putting an end to the atrocities. The amazing nature to the father's demise ensured liberation in the future, and so everyone involved in the affair received a transcendental benefit. In closing, wisdom on pages each, for press guide to reach. Quickly Hari to understand, how highest authority to command. For everyone wishing well, even Narasimha episode to tell. That Daitya leader torn apart, protecting Prahlad, end to start.